For lesson 77, we're going to be finding unstated information in fraction problems. So in this lesson, you'll be using information that is given in a statement to find out information that is not given in the statement. And you should conclude we've already been doing this for quite some time now. And so if we read this statement, 3/4 of 28 students in the class are boys. Now the sentence directly states information about the number of boys in the class. It tells us 3/4 of the students are boys. And it also indirectly states information about the number of girls in class. It doesn't come out and say how many girls, but we know that 1/4 of it's going to be girls because 3/4 are boys, and we don't have aliens in the class. Okay, it's boys and girls. So in that, we know that 1/4 of the students in the class are girls. Now, through the statement, we're going to answer some questions. It says, same sentence, 3/4 of the 28 students in the class are boys. So into how many parts is the class divided? Well, it says 3/4. Remember that bottom number of that fraction is how many parts we have. So we're dividing the class into 4 parts. How many students are in each part? Well, if we're dividing the whole class into 4 parts, we should be able to take how many students we have, divide by that amount of parts, we get 7. So how many students are in each part? We have 7 students. And double check, we have 7 students, 4 parts, 7 times 4 is 28. And now, how many parts are boys? It tells us 3 of the 4 are boys. So we have 3 parts are boys. So how many boys are in the class? Well, if one part has 7, and we have 3 parts, multiply them together, we get 21 boys. How many parts are girls? Well, we have 4 parts. 3 of the parts are boys. It means we have 1 part is girls. And we answer the last one, how many girls are in the class? We have 7 students in a part. We have 1 part of girls. We get 7 students. Okay. So even though they told us just a fraction of how many boys are in there, and then the total amount of students, we can figure out how many boys, how many parts, how many students in each part, how many girls, all of that information, just with that one little sentence. Let's try another one. There are 30 marbles in a bag. If 1 marble is drawn from the bag, the probability of drawing red is 2/5. So how many marbles are red? Well, 2/5 of the marbles are red, right? Okay. Well, if we have 30 marbles, so 2/5 of the 30, remember of means to multiply. So here we're going to divide by the bottom. Divide to 6, multiply by the top. We get 12 marbles that are red. So how many marbles are not red? Well, if there's 30 in there, 12 of them are red, we can just take 30 minus 12. Should get 18 marbles. 18 are not red. The complement of drawing a red marble is drawing a not red marble. So what's the probability of drawing a not red marble? So remember, our complement is the opposite of what we had before. So they told us that the first one was red, the complement is not red. The probability of the first one is 2/5. The probability of the complement needs to go with 2/5 to equal 1. So we can do 1 minus 2/5, which is 5/5 minus 2/5. We should get 3/5. And this sum we could even do in our head. Okay? We should know that there's 3 parts left there. So the probability of drawing a not red marble is 3/5. Now, letter D says, what is the sum of the probabilities of drawing red and drawing not red? We just talked about that. Okay? The sum of drawing red and not drawing red, the sum of what it's asking in the complement should always equal 1. Okay? 2/5 plus 3/5, it's going to equal 1. I did all that work right there. Okay? So when they give us a little sentence, we have a lot of information we can conclude from it with what information they gave us. Okay? So I know this looks like a lot, but it's really not. Okay? You have 2 sentences to go through and answer the parts with those sentences. Okay? So go ahead, do A through J. Make sure you bring any questions you have to class so we can answer them.